So today I'm going to take you on a bit of a tour of all the grass that I'm trying to keep on top of, basically, which is a bit of a mammoth task. This is sort of our drive, or our main drive up to our property. So I've got all of this grass, I've got all of the side edge here. I'm sort of thinking about putting a weed killer down this fence line, just to try and keep, basically not to have to keep putting the strimmer down it all the time. You can see I've not put the strimmer down it this year. I've give this section a bit of a cut. Now this isn't too bad, it's quite uneven again because, as I said in our previous videos, we've had moles. The previous property owner had tractors running up and down, so it's just all a bit of a catch-up game at the minute. You can see we've got so many weeds in the grass. Probably got more weeds than grass at the minute. So that's something that I'm going to be trying to address. We've got this then lawn here. Try and come round again. So you can see where things have been on this lawn previously, and I think that partly was because of me, some of this muck here where we've had stored or things stored on there. I want to try and get obviously on top of all this grass because it's a right mess. Again, absolutely full of weeds, and I think that's been possibly caused from. Where they've just had a topper basically on the back of a tractor going over it. I want to get a nice bit of a border around these trees. I've got to chop these trees down as well because it's an absolute nightmare. It's a bloody pain in the backside trying to actually mow around these. I'm getting whacked in the head every 2 seconds, so I've got to get quite a lot of these branches chopped off. We planted some conifers. You might be able to hear in the background, quite close to a road, so we've got quite a lot of road noise. So we've got conifers that were planted in last year. Some of them aren't looking too bad, some of them are looking pretty dead, so we'll see whether they come back or not. A hell of a lot of weed killing that I've got to do. So we put this driveway in when we first moved in, so I've just got to get back on top of that basically just after the winter and what have you. This lawn, as I said previously, this is probably the worst. I say this is the worst. I think they're all as bad as each other. So this is a pain. I've got obviously the lawn around that side, and then the difficulty is that it's trying to find a mower that can do all of the mowing quite quickly, that I'm not spending hours and hours and hours just actually cutting the grass, because then there's no maintenance that can be done. But something as well, because they've got a little section over here, so there's another little bit of lawn here, so again it's something that can get through. I don't really want to be sort of a push mower because that's an absolute nightmare. And then the actual main garden, which is a bit of a disaster at the moment. So we'll have a look at that and then try and figure out whether this has been topped in. We've got a big hole, big dip in here, so that's just been filled in. So I need to get the roll around and just roll this in a little bit better. Get rid of the stones. Brilliant weather at the minute too, sort of roll the stones and hopefully lose all of the little stones that are in here, which then, as I say, takes us onto the main lawn, which is a bit of a disaster in all honesty, or it looks a bit of a disaster at the moment. We're going to be doing a little video on. I'm going to put some artificial grass in. We've got a bit of a project in the back garden. This is the lawn that's sort of in front of the house. So again, this is just had a first cut. I'm going to have to go over and rake all the clippings off of here. not looking too bad. Again, quite a lot of weeds. Path all needs weeding. So you can see I've got a bit of a mammoth job. More lawn. It's just never ending. Absolutely never ending. More lawn here, and you can start to see the disaster zone. Now, yeah, this is looking a bit of a nightmare. The reason that it's so wet is that we're actually draining a pool down at the moment, which I'm hoping is going to give this a good soaking. I'm going to pick up all of the big rocks and then give this a good roll in. And yeah, I don't know whether we've just entered a complete disaster zone here or what. We've cut some of the trees down at the back, just to open the views up basically over the countryside. But at the minute you can't help but sort of look at the grass and think, Jesus, what the hell? So the question is it destroyed? Is it salvageable? Have I ruined it? And what can I do? Basically, I showed you last time that, or in one of the other videos, that we dug out for a pool, and sort of some of the, not anywhere near all of the earth that came out, but some of the earth, we just tried to get this area a little bit level because it was absolutely horrendous, which 90% of it we have got a little bit better, but we've now had to dump a load of water into this area, which is part of the reason that I'm doing that. Is it was so stony that came out of the earth. I'm obviously going to go around and collect all the big stones in, but my plan is that I'm going to be able to then grade it back over again, and then all of the smaller stones just actually roll them in and just compact them into the ground. We're going to have to re-level this area back out at some point. I don't know whether we're going to be able to do that this year, in all honesty. I think we've just got so many plans with different things to get done this year that isn't going to really be a possibility. But I'm hoping that grading this back out again, try and just level it as best as possible, and then all the little stones that we've got in here, I can just literally roll them in. My theory is that by getting it as wet as possible, we've had a lot of rain, and it's just all then going to sink in. We'll probably just go back over it with just a sand mix of some sort, just to build the level back up slightly, which will help to level a lot of the lawn out. Once the grass starts coming back through, I'm hoping that it looks a little bit better and that it's salvageable and it's not an absolute wreck. Ideally, I wouldn't have done it like this, but it just was what it was, unfortunately. So that is the plan. Let us know in the comments what you think to the disaster zone. What would you do? Is my plan bonkers? Is my plan completely doomed? Is it going to work? I'm sort of thinking that literally just once this is quite soft, we've graded it back over it again, got all of the big rocks out. Once it's rolled in, it's just all going to literally just sink in. Once that grass starts to then grow back through, as I say, I'm going to end up putting a load of top dressing on here to level it back out, because it's so unlevel that it needs a lot of top dressing anyway, which is why I've sort of done what I've done, and why I think that it's going to work. Because at the end of the day, if you dig down, there's going to be rocks and things in the soil anyway. So as long as I can compact it back in, which with the amount of water that we've got on there, I think we should be able to. Hopefully we should be getting it looking nice. You can see we've got some big tracks where we've had the dig out for the area that we're doing over the side. We've got some big tracks that, again, that's all going to need to be filled back in. So again, just sort of a top dressing. Let me know again in the comments if you can sort of think of an easy way to fix this, or what's the best product that I should be using. Let me know in the comments. Again, I'm not an expert by any long shot, as you can possibly see and have figured out now. So I need help. Let me know if you think my plan is going to work. Is it absolutely bonkers? What would you do if you were in my situation now? And then again, I'll give this a week, and then we'll have a look at how it's going and see whether the plan has actually worked. And if anybody can come up with any good ideas, please do let me know in the comments, and I will try what I can. As I say, it's going to need top dressing, which I'm not planning on doing this year. I just want to get it back to a state where we can actually mow the lawn and get it looking something like for this year, and then readdress it next year and move forward on it and just get it looking as it should. Everything is a work in progress, so we're a long way away from having nice manicured lawns, but hopefully we can get close to that with all the things that we're doing or not doing. So yeah, let me know in the comments, give us a subscribe if you've not already, and thanks for watching. I'm Mark.